place in an educational environment, because in an educational environment, it's less about really the opinion of the teacher or the opinion of the student. It's the pursuit of the soul and the entire being of the student towards truth, goodness, and beauty. And so you must have a teleological destination for that. Yes, a follow-up.
Just one follow-up, which is, so you would say that the idea that...
To Charlie Kirk's point, here's a question where I think both the right and the left, funnily enough, might find some agreement. At least most people who identify that way. Can we have professors in university teach students that the soldiers of a certain mustached man who lived in Germany in the 1940s should be revered and treated as great people, heralded as heroes, and taught to be an example to follow? Something tells me that professor over there would say no. And same with most people, whether they're left-wing or right-wing. Well, why not? It's free speech after all, right? If we don't let them say those kinds of things, we're restricting their speech. We're anti-free speech. We're anti-First Amendment. Obviously, nobody actually believes that, right? At the end of the day, in a society, there are certain things you tolerate and don't tolerate, especially in an academic setting where the taxpayer is being forced to fund something, like in the example of public universities. Point being that it's not so simple as, well, you're pro-free speech, you let them say whatever, and you're anti-free speech if you don't let them say whatever. And by the way, these left-wingers, we all know that none of them, I repeat, none of them would even think about allowing somebody with, say, very far-right conservative views to be a professor at a university. Think about it. They always get fired immediately.
Yes, a follow-up.
Just one follow-up, which is, so you would say that the idea that there's systemic racism in this country is as off base as the idea that the earth is flat, and as provably wrong as the idea that the earth is flat?
Yes, I mean, I would ask you, how are we systemically racist?
Well, I mean, we can have a long discussion, but I'm a journalist. I don't think it's a place for it. But
yeah, okay. He's a journalist who's got no bias or agenda whatsoever, just like Joe Biden is a good president who's managing the American economy well. Wait a second. Hold up. Biden's economy is terrible, guys, but luckily there are some things you can do about it. One of those things is invest in precious metals, namely with Goldco. Guys, Goldco is a great company. They're highly rated. All well happy. Gold.com.
Scholarly debate with the professor.
And own and touch. Check it out, guys. Go to rtmgold.com. You can click the link in the description or type in your web browser. Once again, that's rtmgold.com.
Possibly, if you attended a class on it, you might get in a debate with the professor and see what their data shows and whether it's a matter of scholarly dispute. I mean, there's a lot of books on both sides, or whether I'm not aware of a lot of scholarly, accepted books that advocate that the earth is flat. So I would say this is a matter of scholarly debate.
There was till Galileo came along.
Boom. Got him good right there, Charlie. Let's see more of this professor smashing, because it's a lot of fun.
When it comes to healthcare, not only do I have a moral complaint that it's not the role of government, it's also not good at doing it, and it also hurts the everyday common man.
I don't think either of those things are true.
But I have a moral argument, and I also have a utilitarian argument. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Let's start with moral argument. I'm very unclear on this, because why is it that having public firefighters or public police is not overreach, but having public health care is? Why would it be objectionable if instead of having public fire services that everybody gets to use, you had everybody just having to have private fire insurance? And if you had a better private fire insurance plan, they'd probably put out your fire, faster. Or maybe we had public fire insurance, but only for people, the poorest people or the oldest people, which would be the exact equivalent for healthcare. Or the
fuck are you talking about? Basically, what he just said was, if you don't have fire insurance, they'll go slower to get to your house if your house catches on fire.
Thing for policing, the equivalent, for like security insurance, because all of these things seem very similar to me, because having your house burned down, being victimized by a crime, or needing chemotherapy, those are all cases where your life and limb is in danger. Like, these seem pretty parallel to me. What do you see as the big disanalogy?
So the first problem is mostly local, police and fire, so therefore it's more accountable. Okay. So the dollars don't go to some sort of albatross to the kingdom of Washington, D.C., of unelected, unknown kind of just unchecked bureaucrats. That's number one. Number two, we do have a system in the country, despite what you're saying, where if you need health care, you will be taken care of. Is it broken? Is it
I said
inadequate?
that, right?
Well, hold on a second. It's already, I'm saying it is illegal to deny someone service to care. Illegal. Now, do we have problems with our healthcare system? Do you think if you could put me in a room and I could strike a huge bargain with you? I think that there are elements of the German system